Yes, my people, big PROZECH back again, and you already know what we do here, man. It's sneakers, kicks, and creps. Welcome to KicksKhronicles. Now, KicksKhronicles is a podcast where we take a stroll down memory lane and we talk to some cool people about the kicks that drew them into the game, the kicks they fell in love with. We talk about those kicks and we bring it all the way back or all the way forward to the modern day and find out what's on their current shopping list, on their current drip list, what they're currently wearing today. My guest, first and foremost, is a friend, it's a brother, someone I grew up in church with, so we've been through the whole struggle together. You get me? He's also a pharmacist, so not just a pretty face, my people, like a sharp guy. You get me, man? Out there doing it for us, you know, all the way through COVID, man. He was doing this thing, helping the people, keeping the nation going. You get me? Like, also a supremely gifted writer, a poet, and literally one of the funniest guys I know. Like I'm not setting him up to fail because he might come out and be dry now for you for an hour. Don't put pressure on it. Don't put pressure on it.
Yeah, there's extra. Don't put even when you put the word literally, I was panicking. I was thinking literally. I thought you were gonna say literally me. I was like, nah, no way.
Oh, but honestly, like, comedian, in my opinion, bro. Like, BBC, watch this guy. Somebody watch this guy. Paramount, all you, man, yeah. You're letting one slip through, but that's my opinion. Yeah. You're a man. But yeah, literally one of the funniest guys I know. I'm talking about Soji. Soji, what is kicking, my bro? So amazing to have you, man.
Very, very good. Thank you for having me, man. I've been watching the channel and there's some exciting things.
Do you know what? It's an absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure to have you, my bro. Honestly, yeah, I mean, you're one of the people I really wanted to get on, man. I've been able to sort of talk to a lot of the people in my life and people that I know, in my opinion, that, yeah, you share a similar story to me, man, in the sense that, like, at a certain point, we remember that kicks were very important for whatever reason. Like, there was a time it was just and as we've grown up, man, we've all, and I know we've had conversation where we've kind of rekindled our love for certain kicks and certain kicks came back into the rotation and we've chatted about it. So I thought, you know what, man, I needed to bring you to the pod and share you with the people, man. So yeah, man, let's start at the genesis. Let's start at the beginning. There was a kick, you get me, that said, you gotta have me, bro. There was a kick that said, if you get me, I'm gonna change the game. If you get me, I'm gonna change your grades. Your aura's gonna change. Your situation's gonna change. I'm gonna upgrade you. You get me? For you, Mr. Soji, what was that kick? Talk to me.
You know what? It's interesting that you say you couldn't wait to get me on, because my trainer CV has been crazy. Like, before we start, I need to know this is a safe space, isn't it?
Bare disclaimers out.
I'm gonna reveal some things and I'm gonna name some names and I'm gonna watch your facial expression and I'm gonna see what becomes of it. Because you know what? I feel like there's only one time in life or two times that I've had like trainers that everyone has been in awe of. So the first one is the answer to your question, and it came to me quite early as well, like literally at the end of year 6. There were these Nikes they were like light blue, I think it's called Turbulence, Nike Air Max Turbulence, light blue with a yellow tick.
Wow,
and I was the coolest kid on the planet. Like, you couldn't tell me, you couldn't tell me nothing. And the thing is, like, with the people that I kind of grew up with as well, all my friends in my area, in my school, we had the same struggle, isn't it? So, like, literally, none of us had cool trainers. So I literally went first. One day it just turned up, and there I was with these. My auntie took me to Nike Town in Oxford Street, and I remember I picked them out from like the top shelf. And bro, and I thought
I'll just add a quick check on that kick, because when you said Turbulence, I was like, I recognize that name, bro. But like, I know exactly. I can see, and the thing is, there's been so many turbulences. I'm just seeing it now. But I I'm so confident because I remember this shoe. I actually think I know which one you're gonna say. But please describe this shoe for me. Describe it.
Yeah, so it's blue. It's almost like an ombre effect. So it's like dark blue at the bottom, and then it lightens towards the top, and then it's got a yellow tick.
Oh, bro.
Do you know it?
I'm seeing it right now, bro.
Yeah,
I'm looking at, bro. That shoe, I remember. I did not know that was the name. I had no idea.
No. That shoe changed everything for me because, like I said, obviously I had dry shoes before that, so things were different. And you know what's funny? I remember like when I first wore them, like, people were looking at me like I was a superhero. Like, I came into school and all the other kids, obviously, I mean, I'll be honest, like it was the other African kids as well, like of the same struggle. They were all looking at me like, rah. And I remember I used to be quite a fast runner in school, innit? Like I was gapping people in high-techs and Mercuries.
Hey!
When I came into school with those shoes, people were looking at me like, bro, so I think you might make it, you know? I could grow up and be Linford Christie or something. Like, nah, those shoes, honestly,
shout out Linford.
Those shoes changed everything, man. And the funny thing is, yeah, before that, like, no one knows it. I don't even think my wife knows this, but I used to grow up. I used to draw silhouettes when I was younger. Not professionally, not professionally.
Yeah, I mean, who is professional at like 10 years old?
But like, I'd basically be drawing shoes that I dreamt of that I could never have.
Wow.
So yeah. It's obviously you wish you had certain shoes in it, so you kind of draw them. And there was no internet or nothing, so I was basically drawing it from my imagination. So I draw it every time I finish, stick it on the wall, draw the next one, just wasting bare paper, sticking them up on the wall.
Bro, you are trying to make your dreams manifest, bro.
Exactly.
You have to get them out of your head.
Yeah, 100%. And those the turbulences, they're literally like the closest thing to the stuff that I used to draw.
Bro, so you're
I saw it.
Dan,
love it. Right.
Bro, so just so I'm understanding fully, you're saying to me, yeah, that you would literally design shoes in your head. Yeah, exactly. You're talking to my heart, bro. You're designing shoes, right? And a shoe came out that kind of resembled one that was in your head.
Yeah.
That's life changing, bro. I don't care what anyone 100%. Says. I do not care.
From the shelf.
Bro,
it spoke to me from the shelf.
That is life changing. That would be such the level of fulfillment, happiness, gratitude, joy that you would feel, as in who went in my head and created the perfect shoe, bro. Yeah. Like, how did this happen? And what, like my mind would be blown, bro. I'm so happy for you. Like, that's never happened to me, bro.
Hey, nah.
Imagination ain't deep like that, bro. I haven't created something that I haven't seen in that way before. That's amazing to me. That is amazing to me.
Nah, it was good times, and it was nothing like any shoe that was around me at the time as well. So
yeah, no, that's a different shoe, bro. Yeah, shout out the Turbulence, bro. Definitely the first time mentioned on the pod, man. You never know, maybe, you know what? And I've got a suspicion, yeah, because I've definitely seen this shoe. I've got a suspicion that it may have been one of those shoes that was kind of maybe it's got a little bit of a cult following, like just one of them things that in the UK for a minute was just bubbling, and like I haven't heard anybody talk about Turbulences anywhere. But
don't worry, there's more shoes that I'll tell you about. Unmentionable shoes that I know they're unmentionable because no one else has mentioned them.
We thank God, man. We thank God. But quickly, before we shoot off of that, I think I cut you off, man. I think you were mentioning how you picked up the shoes. So was it your auntie that gave you the?
Yeah, and this is the funny thing. It wasn't gonna come from my mum. I think if the first shout out to my mum, innit?
Love your mum. Shout out to auntie. We love auntie.
It wasn't on that, isn't it? So literally, my auntie, she used to work in Nike Town. I think she must have been around university age at the time. So yeah, she just used to spoil me, man. One day they took me to Oxford Street, went into Nike, and it just felt like a kid in a sweetie shop, man. Like looking around. I remember the first time I stepped into Nike Town, I was like, rah, like this is serious. But Yeah, if it wasn't my auntie that did it, I don't know when I would have got my first pair of Nike, to be honest.
That's such an amazing story, you know. Like I've spoken to a few people that had that sort of that special Nighttown connect. Never had that. Sorry, I don't know whether it was a Nigerian thing. Like every Nigerian, like a lot of Nigerians that I know had a bro, had a cousin, had an auntie that worked in Nighttown. I didn't have none of that. So I'm saying,
even in your older years, everyone seemed to have it in their older years though.
Well, do you know what? Yeah, it's a bit different. It's a bit different when you're in like uni and college and that, because everyone's working somewhere, man. So we can barter that thing. But like when I was growing up, man, although I can't complain, man, I've been blessed over the years, man. Certain cousins, certain friends have sponsored, man, or brought me into certain things where I've been blessed, man. But yeah, that elusive night connect, man, it's never been there. But no, I don't hate. I appreciate, man. So yeah, man, I'm happy that connect, man. And your auntie must have been mad cool to work in, because when I thought of auntie, obviously we're both African in it, West African at that. When I think of auntie, I think of the one like that's dishing out jollof at the party. You get me? Like I'm thinking of that kind of auntie. I'm not thinking of some cool hip auntie that's just coming out of uni.
She must have only been in her 20s or something, early 20s.
That's awesome, bro. Shout out to auntie, man. Shout out to auntie. Like aunties up, and to be honest, we love those aunties in the parties as well. All aunties are amazing. We love you all. You get me, man. Especially the ones that buy us kicks, man. We love them special. But like obviously, you picking up these turbulences, man, and you were talking about going into school and things changing. Like I suppose when we were growing up, the school you went to, the area you grew up in, had like a massive impression on you. It must have inspired you in a lot of ways. You would have seen certain kicks, and one thing I always like to understand is obviously depending on the area that you live in, you may have seen a kick that was more popular than others. Like I always mention it because I love saying it and I love blowing it up, man. But Reebok Classics run my ends for a long time. You get me? Like, and I'm non-repentant. I had many Reebok Classics, man, and I've enjoyed every single pair of them. You get me? But like, I know that my ends weren't the same everywhere else. Like, so when you were growing up, what was the shoe that kind of reigned in your area, like, or just reigned in general?
So I've got a two-parted answer for this one. First, to start off with early years, it's funny because I grew up in East London in Canning Town. And the shoes that were around at the time, I don't think crossed the pond. So the shoes that you guys probably saw in South, we had different. Like we had Reebok Classics. To be fair, I'm even surprised you mentioned those because I didn't think that you had Reebok Classics over there.
Nah, super hard. They run the whole thing.
But yeah, definitely 100%. Reebok Classics, I saw a lot. Nike Cortez, I saw a lot.
Hard shoe, love the Cortez.
And then the others, funny enough, Puma King, Astros.
Hard. First time mentioned, and it had to happen. Yeah, people wore Astros on road. Yeah, like it was with the flap and everything. We did that. So just know that from now. Don't let anybody lie to you. People wore Astros on road. Yeah, not kicking ball. We're not on the way to kick ball. That was the road kick. That was okay. At a certain point, was it okay? I don't know, but it was done. It was
done. Puma King, Adidas Predators. Those four. Yeah, trust me. Now I look back, I'm thinking, raw. Like that's what Adidas were on. They weren't even on train. There weren't no Adidas trainers back then. They was literally, they were so football focused.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue they kind of are now as well, but back then, yeah, it's literally Nike and Reebok. Obviously, they had their classic shoe, which obviously the Reebok Classic, and the Cortez is the Nike Classic. Yeah, literally Puma King, Adidas Predators, and those four. And if you didn't have those four, you weren't popular. Like you were mocked.
I love this. This is so cool, man.
Yeah, those are the four shoes, and if you didn't have any of those four, you weren't anybody. Like. The thing is, like, none of me and my friends, like, we were all in the top set for everything. But what's that? What's that? Who cares, bro? What shoes are you wearing, fam? Like, I remember at the end of year 6, there was a girl that couldn't even read. But can I talk to her, bro? She's got Cortez. can I come to her with my 3 level 6s, even though I'm overachieving academically, but I can't stand it. So she's got Cortez, bro. Like, nah, it was actually, yeah, nah, me and my ascots,
bro. Yeah, we're gonna get into that, bro. That name has eluded me, and thank you so much. We're gonna get into that right now, bro. I love that you just said that. So yes, Soji has mentioned it, and this is a part of the podcast, a part of the show that I have to admit I love, because it just shows out here that, like Soji said, right, this is a safe place. This is a safe place, and there's no judgment here. We've all been through it to some extent, and this is the part of the show where we talk about character building kicks. Kicks that form you as a young person to understand, you know what, sometimes things are not just handed to you on a silver plate. Sometimes you have to work for some stuff, and sometimes you have to go through the valley of the shadow of death to reach the promised land. You get me? Valley of the shadow of death, I should say, are like some of these kicks that I'm about to mention. You get me? So you start off with the humble plimsoll. You go to the Goalers, the Airs, the Ball Boys, the High Techs, Dunlops, Mercuries, Avias, Tracks, and as Soji just mentioned, Ascot. How could I forget Ascot?
Ascot. I got a funny story about those Ascot.
Bro, talk to me.
It involves my mum. But before we go ahead though, you mentioned Ball Boys. Bro, those are the Gareth Southgate shoes.
They are the Gareth Southgate shoes. Bro, Ball Boy shoes. Bro,
they were on TV, bro. Do you think I was getting? I can't put them in the same league as all the others because they were on TV.
They were on TV. They had the advert.
Get the power on your feet, bro.
They had like some mad slogan. The thing about Ball Boy shoes, yeah, the reason why they're on this list is you could only get them in Shoe Express. And if anybody knows, yeah, right, about Shoe Express was some budget spot that you could get shoes for like 50p.
Like a fiver, isn't it?
Yeah, like it was mad. So like if you can buy 2 pairs of shoes, right, and just break a tenner, then we're not talking about high quality shoes. Yeah. No judgment. This is how it was back in the day, you get me? I got my shoes from Shoe Express. I've been through it, yeah. So I can talk from a place of experience. But yeah, Ball Boys are on the list for a good reason, man. But talk to me, bro. Ascots, bro.
Yeah, so you know what?
Love this.
Okay, so one day I got fed up of how my footwear was going. Like I probably used to get one every 6 months, and I probably bust the lip. Every time I bust the lip is when I got a new one, isn't it? So one day my mum was due to get me trainers, and it's funny because we've not spoken about this since. I've not brought it up, but I might actually ask her. Like I said to her on the way out, I said, "Mum, you know what? Can you get me the trainers with the tick?" Because basically, yeah, she'd never bought me Nikes before, so I just thought maybe she'd never heard of them. Because obviously, I didn't think money was a thing in it. I just thought, okay, surely if you love me, you'd be getting me Nikes.
You just get me the best thing that you could possibly get.
So I said, "Mum, can you get me the one with the tick?" So I was excited. I mean, she was probably out for an hour, but it felt like 4 hours. Like I was sitting up, waiting, it's like, rah, I'm getting Nikes today. Because she was like, yeah, okay, I'll get them. So she came back. I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, your trainers are downstairs. I was like, oh, gonna get my trainers. Open the box. Ascots, bro.
Ascot.
But you know what's funny? Look at the Ascot logo.
Bro,
bring up the Ascots now, and you'll see that what she did there was nothing wrong with what she did.
Oh, bro, she took the mic, man.
She got the no, but okay. So today. Yeah, so till today, I don't know if if it was the sense of humor thing, or she legit just bought shoes with the tick. Like I don't like.
Bam, this shoe has the tick, bro.
The tick,
it has the tick.
Yeah, I don't know if she was taking the mick or not. I might actually ask her, like she remembers.
Wow.
If she felt like I was insulting her by saying, oh, instead of saying, can you get me Nikes, I just said get the one with the tick. I don't know if she was joking. But
bro, that kind of humor is so high level. Hey, that's so deep. That's such a deeper level of humor. For real. So it's possible because you must have got it from somewhere, bro. Like, that's such a deeper level of humor.
And the way it's done so beautifully is, I like the humor where it's done and then you don't speak about it,
bro. It's never mentioned again, bro.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You asked for it and you got it.
Yeah. And then you're not sure if the person's joking or not. So that's why I'm not asking.
You're like,
hey,
I asked for the shoe with a tick. She got me the shoe with a tick.
Exactly.
Obviously, like,
you know what I mean? No lies
obviously, I was talking about this, bro. But she's come back with this. But like, the shoe has a tick, bro. Like, you're thinking to yourself, how deep did I want her to go? Like, did I say differentiate between ticks? Did I know there was 2 ticks to talk about? Like,
I didn't know. I actually didn't. Now that I've grown up, I know that even Pony has tick as well, isn't it?
Pony had a tick as well. Shout out Pony, man. Well. Shout out Pony with their mad tick. Oh, God. Nah, shout out to moms, you know. Shout out to moms for either a deeper level of humor or just not caring and just busting out the ascot. When you're growing up, like, obviously, like, for me, like, the name Ascot, I always thought to myself, oh, that's the horse racing place. Like, I just think to myself, where do these companies get their names from? Their inspiration? Did they have a genesis story? Did they have like a startup story? Like, why did someone say, you know what, I'm gonna call my kicks Ascot? Like, I don't know, to this day, like, we know about the guys that, we know about the Adidas, we know about the Phil Knights, we know about how these companies came to be. There's no origin story. There's no origin story for Ascot, bro. Who started Tracks, bro? Who started Mercury, bro? There's no genesis. Why is there no origin story, bro? Like, these Marvel man need to get involved, bro. We need Marvel to get involved and give us an origin story for some of these crazy kids.
No, that's a very good point. I might have to do some Googles after this,
bro. It's mad. No idea. Okay, so transitioning forward now, like, you're in a position now in your probably in your adolescence, or at least as a young adult, where you're making your own money potentially, and the opportunity comes for you to purchase your first own pair of trainers. You get me? So, like, I just want to understand where you're coming from. Like, what was that first kick? What was essentially your debut?
The debut that I bought with my own money. I mean, I can't call it my own money, but basically, obviously, I went to boarding school for secondary education, so I was given money as an allowance.
Okay, counts.
So I wouldn't be at home for term time. So yeah, basically, I'd be given money, and that money, obviously, you allocate it for. Here's a little bit for extra food. Here's some for uniform. Here's some for. Obviously, you're talking to a guy that's never really had fresh trainers before, and obviously, I'd bust a lip on my turbulences by then. So I went, and you start chasing the things you always wanted but couldn't have. So I remember I bought these Reebok. We called them, I don't know what you call them in your area, if this was the real name, but we call them Reebok Ice.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
about. So they were like triple blue. Like, I don't know if you...
They had a translucent...
like a blue... Like a frosted,
like a translucent. So and the ones you're referring to, were they ones like, was it a zigzag pattern?
Yeah. So it wasn't like the classics that are out now.
Yes. It was like a zigzag pattern. I know this. I know exactly the shoe. That thing that they did tore my whole area apart. Like, it was madness. It was crazy.
It was crazy. For real.
It was crazy.
But this is where the issue lies, though, because I'm not in your area, innit? So obviously, I've gone to where I lived in Kent, in Canterbury, and no one cared for it, bro. I was telling you that one time that I had those turbulences, they're the only time that I've actually been fresh. All the other times I bought trainers, because I'd be moving from school to home, and I'd always be getting it wrong. So I had the Reebok classics, no one cared for it. Everyone was like, "Right, the hell are those?" Like, it's just just these dark blue trainers that. And the thing is, you know what it is as well. Like, in my school, we had a strong basketball culture.
Wow.
And the reason is because we went to school with there was a lot of rich children from overseas. So they come over for their education, and basketball was the thing. And my school hated, because it's a bit posh, so they hated football. So
wow.
The only street, because we played rugby and hockey and all that stuff, but the only like street sport that you were allowed to actually do and express yourself was basketball.
Wow.
So very quickly, my style changed, and the trainers that I then got after that for a few years, yeah, I mean, they at the time I fit in at the time, but whenever I used to come back to East London or even South, people used to look at me like, "What the heck you got on,
bro?" That's a hard switch, bro.
Yeah, so I was never trendy, but anyway, I'll tell you now. So I've had Iversons, the Answer 5.
Okay, yeah. Bro. But the thing is, in hindsight, Iversons are hard, bro.
No one's talking about them now,
bro. You need to
cult following, innit?
Bro, honestly, like obviously as a Reebok, yeah, they have a cult following, but the fact that like Allen Iverson was literally one of the best basketball players ever, like, and that was his signature shoe, like, and obviously a lot of guys that are playing the game now look to Iverson in this position as a point guard, small guy, like just mad handles or whatever, like they look at that shoe with a lot of respect. And it's not one of my favorites, like I'm putting that out there, it's not one of my favorites. It wasn't mad popular over here, but like in the pantheon of basketball kicks, the answer's pretty high up there, bro. So that's not a bad shoe.
I fell in love with them back then, man. Like I really loved them back then. I mean, I look at them now, I'm thinking, what's that? But it was the white and red ones with like a bit of grey. And I've had the post flights.
Sorry, what?
There's Nike post flights. Kevin Garnett used to wear them.
Post flights. Let's have a look for this now.
They're shoes you shouldn't be wearing with jeans, but I wore it anyway. Like these things I'm naming, obviously, if you're walking around with basketball shorts, it's fine, innit? But yeah,
okay. They're not
like,
bad.
Yeah. There's these like futuristic looking trainers there. Kevin Garnett used to wear them, and so I had those.
Shout out Kevin Garnett, man. That guy was hard as well. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, for having the guts to bring that back to East, man. Because some men would have just left that all the way back in Canterbury. They would have said, you know what?
Like you'd wear, like I'm telling you, with jeans, bro. Imagine walking out with those purple.
Bro, there was a time where that just it just wouldn't have made sense. Because the thing is, go on.
No, there was a time I came out in a t-shirt. The t-shirt had all the 9s on it. You know the t-shirt I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All the 9s on it with the G's, and then I had G with it. And I thought I was doing bits.
Bro, we really tried, man. You see the thing that I love, why I love having this conversation, because it's more than kicks. It's nostalgia. It's talking about a time, a bygone era, man. Time once passed, you get me? Like, because there was a period in time where like American clothing was it, bro. Like we wanted to look American. Obviously hip hop was out there, R&B, all of them big man there, Puffy, Diddy, all that. Like I'm saying, like all of these men are out there, man, rocking their big flowy massive jackets and shiny stuff, and you just want to shine in it, and that's what's raining in it. So like the thing that was interesting to me was that with the American kicks, like where I was growing up, I couldn't really afford the whole get up, so I would have to go, like if I got the American kicks, I'd have to go Burton's or Peacocks to get my jeans.
Okay.
And the jeans don't mesh with that kick. Those American kicks don't mesh with English or European style jeans.
No, funny enough, that's what it is now, though. That's now the slim fit jeans.
You get me? So now it works. But back in them days, you just look like you got clown feet on, and you got some tight fitting, or worse than that, you got some boot cuts on, and you're just trying to live.
You're ahead of your time, man. Nah.
Oh, boot cuts.
I went full out Poogie with the traders, bro.
See, Poogie, bro.
But that wasn't yeah, it wasn't respected.
Fuji's a light flex, man. That's a hard flex now. Back in the day though, we didn't know enough. And thank God for the internet, thank God for globalization, thank God for just the world becoming smaller and us knowing a bit more about ourselves that we can appreciate. But like, Fuji's massive in America. Fuji's big, like BIG popped it off, you get me? But like, you wearing stuff over here, that's too early. Nobody's gonna give you ratings for it. It's deep, man, but it's unfortunate. It's the truth. You don't get no respect for it, man. And the thing is, if you'd have kept it to now, you'll be getting the ratings you should have got when you was a kid. But who does that? You get me, like, so.
I wish I knew that about superstars, though. You know, the superstar was the first shoe that made me realize that trainers keep coming back.
Yes.
I never, because I remember seeing them obviously when I was like, what, 12, maybe 11, 12.
Yeah.
I got a pair of all black ones, like completely black. And I didn't know, obviously I didn't know they came out in the 80s. Like, I wasn't familiar with like Run DMC and stuff. So I was a bit older. But when I saw them again, I was thinking, bro, hold on, like, trainers actually.
It's like fashion, man. They circulate,
even Jordan 1s. One of my friends, obviously I was telling you about the basketball culture. One of my friends had the red and black ones.
Crazy.
Yeah, one of them had we was in like year 7 or 8, and he had them. That was his shoe that he used to wear. And I didn't even really like them back then. But I was proper surprised that last year people were going crazy for them again. And
bro, that's like, honestly, that's one of my girl shoes, man. That's one of the hardest shoes, and they don't bring it out very often.
Yeah, they do a very good job with creating the demand, and then you know,
massively
in the legacy of the shoe.
Yeah, and I understand to an extent, but obviously, like, give man our shoes, like, just bring them back out. Give me a chance at least. You get me? Because these secondary markets and these resellers will kill you. You get me? That's house money. Like, and how am I gonna convince my missus, that I'm trying to spend mortgage money on a pair of shoes, bro? That's not happening anytime soon. You get me? Like, so, like,
it's a collector's item, man. You gotta wait the next time around. In the next 10 years, it's like stock, isn't it? Really,
bro. That's how I look at it, man. Obviously, we're out here, man, and we're trying to find a way to enjoy our passions, but be responsible at the same time. So that's how I spin it in my mind. I'm like, a lot of the shoes that I buy, I know have a deeper value. You get me? So I almost take the sort of I always utilize the sort of tactic of, I buy and sell kicks that I don't necessarily have a connection to emotionally, to get the kicks I really want. Kicks I missed out on when I was younger. You get me? Or missed out on because I just didn't know at the time, sort of thing. So that's how I kind of spin it in my mind. I'm like, I'll buy a kick, I'll buy a dunk, or not these ones because I actually love these. These are dunks, like, that's my first pair of dunks, but I'll buy a pair of shoes knowing that, okay, this has a really good sell-on value. I'll sell that, somebody else gets their nice pair of shoes, but then I'll use that money to go and buy like a pair of Jordans, or like an older pair that I was like, you know what, I really wanted these and I missed out on them, so I could try this. So that's kind of how I kind of do it. This next part of the interview I refer to as the EST of KIC, and when I say EST, I mean est, as in the oldest, the newest, the rarest, expensivest, cheapest, best. You get me? Like, so we'll rattle through a few of these, and you can take as little or as long as you want chatting through these, but we'll rattle through and we'll have a chat. So talk to me about your oldest kick. So this is the one currently you own, the oldest kick.
The oldest that I've got, I think, is probably a pair of Reebok Classics. They're on their way out now. To be honest, they're on their way out.
How old are they?
Might be about 3 years old.
Okay, that's not super old.
Yeah. No. It's nothing like throwback, but it's there. It's like a black and white. I'm very monochromatic these days, so
you know what?
with the white.
I already knew. I see it in my mind because I think I've seen you wear them. I've seen you wear them still. So and I like that shoe actually. I like that shoe. Do you know what, man? Once again, shout out Reebok Classics, man, because they really tried, man. They really just
at the time.
they really tried, bro. They really did their thing, man. All the different types of colorways, the different patterns of like they really tried, man. So yeah, do your thing, man. Newest pair of shoes you own currently?
Newest, I got gifted. My wife got them for me. A pair of 270s Air Max. Like a week ago or 2 weeks ago now. So.
What color did she get you?
All black.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? Obviously, you know I'm a massive fan of your missus, man. We've worked in similar areas, but your missus is an amazing woman. Like, yeah, she's hard in the kicks. I think one day I'm gonna get her on this as well, because I think she can have this conversation. Because I think when I hollered at you, I think there was another one when I was like, I think I'm gonna holler at your missus as well. Like, but we'll leave that one down the line because I know she can have this conversation. But I'm so happy she got you those shoes, you know, because those shoes, I bought those shoes for my wife as well. You get me? Those shoes.
What, this time round or the first time?
What do you mean this time?
When did you get them?
So I bought them for her like late last year, late 2020.
Okay. Because there was a time I don't know if they'd like been around before, but I first saw them just like a couple of years ago.
They're not.
When they had like the orange and the green.
Yes.
So, but was that my timeline might be wrong, but I remember I wanted them back then, but I missed out. Like I think I just saw them too late and they were gone in the colorway that I wanted. So yeah, so it's been a couple of years that I've been, you know.
The 270 is a massive shoe, super popular. If I can get my words out, super popular, man. Like honestly, like I'm trying to get a pair, the same pair that you have, the same pair I bought for my wife, the triple blacks. I want to get the same pair. Nothing other than just to show respect to that shoe. That shoe to me is like the new Reebok Classic. It runs my area now. Like anytime I go shop, the people working in the shop are all wearing 270s.
Yeah.
Asda, Tesco's, you get me, like Morrison's, Sainsbury's, you get me. Anywhere you have to work hard to make your money, I'm seeing 270s on their feet. You get me? Like, so shout out to 270, the backbone of this country. You get me? Like, I rate that shoe. It is the workhorse of shoes. You get me? It's out here.
And the funny thing, it wasn't even going to be my workhorse. You know, I've got my workhorse trainers already, but we'll probably talk about that in the
we'll definitely touch on that. But yeah, that shoe is definitely a massive shoe. So shout out to that shoe. So okay, expensivest, and this doesn't have to be one that you currently own, but just one that you've owned ever. What was the most expensivest pair of shoes you've ever owned?
I think just purely because of inflation, it's probably my Flyknits. The night, what are these trends? Why these names escape me?
Is it the Flyknit Racer?
No, not that one. The name's gone. Name all the shoes that come out with Friday.
As in half of Nike's inventory.
It's the bait one. It's triple black.
Vapormax.
That's it. Yeah, the Vapormax.
Really? Oh, okay. I can't believe I got in the second one. But it's a super popular shoe. I've got that shoe as well.
Yeah. But that one, just I think that's purely down to inflation, though. Because I mean, if you're talking ever, it's probably going to be the rate that I got my Jordans at compared to the time seemed mad.
So what Jordan was that? Was that a 3? Did you say?
I've only ever owned the 3s, but they were a lot more compared to any other trainers in the shop. But now all trainers are like 160, 170.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a silly number really. So yeah, that's that one.
No worries at all. Alright, bro. So we're winging our way, man. To the end of this. You get me? Like, I wanted to ask you a bit of a weird question, if it's okay.
Try me.
You get me? Like, and it's one that I've asked before. It's a fan favorite, man. It's called Desert Island Kicks. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Soji, for some reason, you found yourself on a desert island, right? And you've got 2 pairs of kicks with you. All right. Talk to me. What 2 pairs of shoes are you taking onto this desert island, and why?
Is that 2 pairs that I own or 2 pairs that?
2 pairs in life. It can be any 2 pairs. Any.
Vapormax is number 1.
Smart shoe.
Because you can almost run them to the ground and they're the A to B, but you can still look good at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
So they're they can be used. And I'm gonna have to say the Pharrells.
Okay, so which ones you talking about? You talking about the human races?
Yeah.
Hard.
Those ones. They're probably my favorite. They're on my list. Like I've got a list of about 5 or 6 shoes that I'm hoping to get over the next year and a bit.
Oh,
they're
I
on
love
my
that.
They're on my list. They're amazing. That shoe's amazing. Like, the Yeezys that people are crying for. I don't know. That, as far as I'm concerned, that guy Kanye, he's the second best producer / shoe designer.
Oh wow.
Pharrell has got this on, and people sleep on those Adidas designs, man. Like they're my favorite, hands down. Like I think his shoes are amazing.
So the Pharrells, yeah, of the Pharrell, because he's obviously he's done so many colorways of the NMDs, but which one's in your mind? Because you're talking about the Grails now, so we might as well mention it while we're here. Like we're talking about Grails. Which of his ones, like which colorway were you thinking of?
No, you know what? The ones you had on your channel.
Okay, yeah.
Like obviously, I've already picked the black Vapormaxes. You got a shine as well, innit? So why not go all out and go green?
Wow. So man's going for the green ones, you know. So these are the human race NMDs. I think the color was either Complex Land or a my mind is escaping me, man, but it was basically like a very vibrant green. Actually, you know what? I'll actually be able to get the name up here because I definitely will have it. Where are we? Core green. That was it. It was a core green, and yeah, man. Yeah, I don't like that shoe.
Why?
I don't like that shoe, not because not because, right, so first of all, let me talk about what I do like, right? And people go and watch that video, it could do with a little bit of help. But like, firstly, I love shoes that are all one color. So that's first of all, that's a bang for me. I love that. I also love the story behind it. Like Pharrell's like basically telling the story that we're all connected and we're all important, and the things that are inside each and every one of us are exactly the same, and that's what kind of brings us together as human beings. So the human race, that whole line, right, is essentially, it's just about unity. It's about equality as people, right? And on the front of it, on that particular pair, it's got Nang Loai, which is Vietnamese for human race, which I respect. So I love the story behind it. I love the fact that it's all one color, right? I'm not super happy with the price point, because for that same price point, you could get a pair of Yeezys, which I think are flyer, in my opinion, 350s. But you are getting similar stuff. You are getting a full prime knit upper. You are getting a full boost midsole. So it is, from a comfort perspective, a very comfortable shoe. The bit that I don't like is how it makes my foot look. Okay. So, and this might just be a personal thing, innit? Because it's uncaged essentially. So the
100%.
It's uncaged, man. So I'm not used to my feet having the kind of freedom that you get inside the NMD. I've had NMDs in the past, but my NMDs that I've had in the past were the NMD 2s, are a little bit more rigid, and the system, the lacing system, obviously was a little bit more traditional. On these now, he's moved the lacing system right up your foot, right? So it's nearer the back. So the front of your foot is kind of just free, and I just didn't like how my foot looked. But I like the shoe though.
I like that. I don't know why. I just like that kind of shoe. Like I used to own some Prestos back in the day, like Nike Presto.
I love a Presto. See, that's the thing. That's the silliness of it. I love Prestos, yeah. But obviously, once again, they're a little bit more traditional in the lacing. But the Presto's hard. I love a Presto.
They'll expose your foot as well. They'll expose your foot for you as well, man. But yeah.
All right, man. So we've talked. Also, you said the human races. What else are on your girl list, man?
Some NMDs, all black.
Yeah.
I came across the other day. I'm looking to explore mallets as well. What
is a mallet?
How do I describe it? Let me see if I can show it to you. One sec. So it's almost like it's not like high end, but if this is gonna work.
Okay. So this is more of if you can raise the picture up just a little bit, it will confirm something. Is it got like a little metal bit on the heel? Yeah, I've seen the shoe before. I've got a friend that has a pair. I believe this is the guy from The Only Way Is Essex or something.
I mean, why does that not surprise me? I don't know.
Let me see if I'm chatting, because I might be chatting rubbish, bro. But I think like there was a guy.
But it's not unlike me to start to like all these ethnic wear brands, you know, like just by default. It's just I don't know why. It's just my taste, innit?
He is from East, though. I think it is, you know. Tommy Mallet from Towie.
Okay. I don't know who he is, but yeah, no, I like the shoes, man.
And the only reason I know that is because the mutual friend that we have that I saw wearing those kicks, I asked him about the kicks and he was like, oh yeah, some guy from Only Way Is Essex. He set up his thing and people are feeling it, and the shoe's actually nice. This
is the thing. Like every time I always find myself. You can see how I always find myself liking shoes that no one else is on. No one else is interested in the shoes that I like, and I don't know why. It's not like I'm even one of those people that goes out of my way to be different. Like, it's my taste, innit? I saw them and I thought, rah. Like, they're nice. Like, and they've got like
nice shoe.
Not just those ones, but I'd rather have those than get like a Balenciaga or.
I hear you. Because it is an expensive shoe. I mean, when I say expensive, it's like kind of in the ballpark of most shoes. So like 175, 165, that kind of ballpark. And I'm sure there's more expensive ones, and I'm sure there's ones you can get on sale as well. You get me? But like, yeah, man, they kind of look like decent level shoes. And they look, and as I said, I know someone that has them and he likes them, and they looked good when he was wearing them. So yeah, man, more power to you, man. Do your thing. Yeah, so that's a pretty decent list, man. And a lot of those are pretty attainable, man. I suppose it's just time and chance with those ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I pick my moment. I know I can get those. I'll just pick my moment. And
man, that's a pretty dope list. Okay, bro. So now we've come to almost to the end of the interview. This is the part of the interview I refer to as the quick fire questions. You get me? Okay. So these I'm gonna let you know early, yeah? We've been friends a long time, man. I don't take dilly-dallying on these questions, you get me? I don't want long explanations. I want quick fire answers. You get me?
Yeah.
You get me? Answers with the chest. You get me? Strong answers, you get me? Believe in yourself. You get me? Okay. Are you ready, Soji? Alright, we're going, man. In 3.
Let's go.
Yeah, in 3, 2, 1. The number one question. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Can you wear Nike and Adidas together? Yes or no?
Cannot.
What is your favorite non-Nike/Adidas brand for trainers?
Reebok. No. Sorry. Puma.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Nike model?
Cortez.
Your favorite Adidas model?
Anything for Pharrell's done with them.
Alright, and you kind of mentioned this earlier, but I will ask for completeness. What is your Jordan number?
3.
Vans or Converse?
Vans, easy.
Laces or slip-ons?
Slip-ons.
Alright, if you did have laces, are you going factory laces or are you going patterns with your laces?
Factory. I tuck my laces in, you know. I don't even tie them.
Tucking the laces in. Like, are you alright, bro?
There's a funny story behind that, but we can't reveal it today.
Oh, bro, we keep it moving, man. No dilly dally. Alright, socks or barefoot?
Socks.
Comfort or style?
Comfort. Both things will be true now, innit? So comfort.
Yeah, I suppose, it's true. Fresh and clean or beaten and battered?
Fresh and clean.
Alright. Washing machine or hand wash?
Hand wash is the correct answer. Hand wash is the correct answer.
Yeah, I know it is.
You know what it is? If I've got a pair that I don't care about anymore, that are dirty, I'll chuck them in the machine. I don't mind. Like,
we're gonna be real out here. It's a safe space, so no judgment. Lows or highs?
Lows.
Triple blacks or white on whites?
Nah, triple blacks.
Love that. And my bro, congratulations. You have completed your quick fire questions, man. Clap for yourself. You've done very well. You get me? Before we continue, I do have 2 more questions for you, but you did mention a little story about why you tucking your laces. Talk to me about that.
You know what? I might as well come out and say it, to be honest. I didn't know how to do laces.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, this is a history. This is a long. So basically, in there was a session in primary school, and it's funny because obviously you can't cover the trade of podcast and then not disclose this information. So basically, there was a lesson in primary school. Obviously, we were taught how to do laces, and you couldn't go home. The thing is, you couldn't go home, until you had done it on the model, and everyone was going in it, and I just wasn't grasping it. 5 years old or 6 or whatever. I don't know how.
Wow.
I just wasn't grasping it. And then one day, not one day, that day, everyone was going home, and I could see that I was like one of the last. So I kind of just went and took someone else's model and showed it to the teacher.
Confession time.
So I could go and play out.
Wow.
Obviously, I'm doing myself in it because obviously I didn't know. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to do shoelaces. So at any and every opportunity, it's either I got trainers and I tuck them in, and this is going through pretty old age as well. Like I get trainers, I tuck them in, or some trainers I had zips, or there's a couple Air Maxes that had zips or whatever. Like I'd have those, or I'd wear like loafers. Like I'd be avoid. I ran. You see, wallabies. Yeah, I ran. do what you can, innit? So, but now obviously I'm a big man now. I don't care. I know how to do them. And one of my friends taught me how to do laces eventually because it's just not acceptable.
Soji, I have to ask, bro.
Yeah.
How old were you when you learned how to tie your shoelace, bro?
I was in uni. Like one of my friends in uni, first year at uni, he was like, you know what, sit down, I'm going to show you how to do laces.
Bro, so you fully, like you took that module, bro?
Hey, I flirted through life. I literally floated through life. Sometimes I get away with it. Like obviously if you've got you got some of my trainers had zips that I was doing what I can, man.
Wow.
I was doing what I can.
So you were just basically just trying to live in a world full of laces. You were just trying to navigate your way through, and it was only until someone sat you down and said, bro, like, I need you to learn this lesson, not for me, but just for yourself, bro.
Yeah,
like someone took the time.
Obviously laces is a big deal in it, because it's one thing to actually have the shoe, but it's another thing, like the way you wear the laces is what this is. What
it is a big deal, bro.
But whatever, like that's for that reason. I've been a slip-on guy. That's why I love my Prestos so much. That's why any shoe I can get, I just tuck them in, man.
But the thing about Prestos, and this is another thing I love. Like, I got a pair of Prestos. They come laced, innit? So, and because it's basically a sock, you never have to do the laces. Exactly. So, like, I've never had to do my laces. So it's interesting. It's like all of these little hacks that you get. Like, it's like, oh, bro, you smashed it, bro, because you buy shoes that are like a sock. You basically never have to do laces.
No exposure. I don't know, innit?
And the thing is, most people will assume you tied that lace, but it was already like that when it came. Oh, that's hilarious.
And the funny thing is, I could cook, but I couldn't do laces.
Bro, and we know that you're super intelligent, bro. Like, you're
I just wasn't grasping it.
Do you know what? And that's all right, bro. And that's okay. Because you were winning in life. Certain people are out here tying shoelaces left, right, and center, but they haven't achieved as much as you've achieved. So do you know what, man? It's all good. You get me, man? You got there in the end.
That's the thing with information, innit? Once you know it, you know it.
You know it, man. I'm saying we all know the questions. We all know the questions where we know the answer. It's the ones we don't know. You get me, like. But exactly. It is what it is, man. We thank God, man, for progress. And bro, just the last couple of questions I wanted to ask. Like, obviously, you know the podcast, man. I always try to understand that. What does it mean to you when someone says the term sneakerhead? What does that actually mean to you?
I think someone that wears trainers at any and every opportunity, someone that sets an alarm to get someone that knows when they're coming out and they set an alarm to make sure they get those shoes, and someone that sits there, they're refreshing the page. I think a sneakerhead, an extreme sneakerhead, may even get married in their trainers. Like, I think the passion. That's the passion. I think that's the level of passion that I put. So I think you have to kind of know the ins and outs of the industry as well. Someone that does it, so it's a bit more than surface level. It's more than liking the trainers and how things look. It's how it runs. You know. All that stuff, like it's late, like someone that's involved in all the different layers, basically, of trainers. You know, a little bit of history about the shoes and etc.
I hear that, man. It's a pretty decent like summation of a sneakerhead. So that leads me to ask, and this is the final question of the night, big man. Are you a sneakerhead?
I wouldn't say so. It would be offensive for me to say that. Nah.
Would you say it?
I respect it though.
Yeah.
I really respect the way that I've noticed it change as well. Like, in my eyes, it's been more than just wearing trainers. It's seeing the actual value. Like, obviously, I told you, like, I had a pair of my pair of Jordan 3s. I gave them away in the end.
Wow.
Like, I just gave them away to one of my younger cousins or something. But
what color were those Jordan 3s?
They were white with a bit of red, black, grey. They weren't cements. I was gonna say, because they sound like cements, bro. No, they weren't cements. But even then, even if they were cement, I wouldn't say at the time. I still would have known the value to keep hold of them. You know, and that's the thing that's what I'm saying. And the same thing with like shoes that keep coming back around, like the superstars and all that. When you know and understand that, okay, these things are actually, they're potentially assets, isn't it? I was never using or treating any of my trainers as assets. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
Do you know what, man? And that's absolutely fine, because the thing is, yeah, like it takes more than one type of person, like to make the world go around, man. There's all different types of people out here, and I would put it to you that there are different types of sneakerheads. You get me? There are people that like what they like and are up with the information that they're up with, and there's some people that, like you said, a bit more extreme, that will wear kicks at any given opportunity, that setting alarms, that are doing all of that. And I think there's different levels, and I think for the mere fact that you've had this conversation with me and you've been able to delve so deeply back into your past and bring it all the way up to the modern day, and the mere fact that you have a grail list, a list of 4 or 5 kicks that you definitely want to pick up, I would say to some degree you are a sneakerhead, and I think that people would agree with me. And you get me? And you know what? With all of that being said, Soji, this has been your Kicks Chronicles, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Really.
You know, one thing I want to mention before we go.
Yeah, bro, do your thing.
There's one more pair of trainers that aren't on my list, and that's because they don't exist yet. And you might think I'm nuts, but I am predicting that a pair of trainers come out with lights in the next 4 years. Picture it. Any shoe you want, yeah, with there's light. Remember, like High Tech back in the day? No, not High Tech.
LA Gear.
Was it LA Gear?
LA Gear.
Yeah. I don't see why that's not around,
bro. But it's happened already.
Where?
Like LA Gear.
Yeah, when though? In the last 5 years?
Well, yeah, maybe not in the last 5 years, but shoes with lights in them.
It's gonna come out. It'll be.
So I'm saying. So now I'm understanding what you're saying. Are you saying that a massive shoe, like a hype shoe, is gonna come out with a light in it that people are gonna want to buy?
Yeah, the light. All I'm saying is lights are not a stupid idea. I think the shoe will come out with lights. I'm calling it, and when the shoe comes out, I'm gonna get them, and I'll be the coolest kid on the planet.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, there has been shoes with lights in the past, and it's never got any ratings. So you think this is the one, yeah?
It will happen.
You know what, yeah? And when it does, because do you know what, man? If you want to talk it into for real, we talk it into manifestation, man. We talk it to be. You get me? Like when it happens, I'll bring it back right onto the pod, and I'll show the people and say, you know what, Sergey called it, man. He said in the next 4 years, a kid's gonna come out, change the game, lights in there, illuminaires in. You get me? Like just illuminating the thing, and this happened. You get me? So we wait with bated breath to see if this thing happens. You get me? But if it doesn't, we won't hold it against you, because lights in your books are long, slightly. I think the word is agreed on that.
Until you see it.
Okay, we gotta say when we see it, then we'll know. Yeah. But like, yeah, man, it's been amazing, bro. But before I let you go, man, honestly, please tell the people, like, obviously we've got millions and millions of people watching this program, like you already know, man, and all of them are subscribed. You get me? Tell the millions of people that are watching this, man. Tell them what you got going on in your life, and if they can, how they can support as well.
Okay. Well, my project that I've got going on actually is still brewing. But until then, you can keep up with me at MRESSOJAY. That's at Mr. SOJ on Instagram. I make content, photography, videography. So yeah, if you need any of that, hit me up. But yeah, I've got a big announcement coming soon.
Amazing.
And then all will be revealed then.
Love that. And shout out to Mr. SOJ on Instagram. You get me? Make sure you blow him up, man. Support my guy, and keep your eyes peeled for this amazing announcement that's going to be coming out. You never know when it's going to come, so make sure you just go and follow him right now. Obviously, I'm being your boy PROZECH. Instagram, Twitter, PROZECH on Instagram and Twitter. Like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, turn on the notification bells, do all of that good stuff, stay notified. Obviously, it really, really helps. My people, if you prefer the audio version, obviously this is going out on YouTube, but if you prefer the audio version, available on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google, and basically everywhere you get podcasts. It's out there, and it will be available just at the same time that you could pick this up on YouTube as well. We've done all the social stuff, so now all we have to say is, from myself, Big PROZECH, from Sergey, Mr. SOJ himself, you get me, massive thank you for joining us today on KicksKhronicles. It's been absolutely amazing, and until we see you, man, down the road, stay blessed. Thank you for listening to this episode of KicksKhronicles. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate, review, and all that good stuff. And remember, full video version is available on YouTube, audio versions available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.